Thanks everyone for coming out to our Scott Pilgrim versus Atlanta event.
Edgar Wright and Michael Cera and Jason Schwartzman. I just saw you on Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis, one of the funniest things I've seen on the web. How did that come about, first of all?
It was a pilot for Fox for a sketch comedy show called the Right Now Show.
Yeah.
That Scott Ackerman and BJ Porter were doing. They both worked on Mr. Show. And a bunch of funny writers were working on it. I don't know why it didn't get picked up. It was going to be really funny. And Zach just did that for it, and that was just going to be like his thing on the show. I guess it was going to be a recurring thing.
Edgar, when you're doing a movie like this, where you've got a rabid fan base, you know, that's very particular about every detail of the comic book, but you've also got a movie studio that may not understand all the nuances. Is that a struggle to try to convince a studio that this has to be in there because the fans will go crazy if you don't?
It's a bit of a balancing act like that. You have to kind of think with two hats on about, you know, making sure the fans are happy, but also that the studio are sort of keen for it to play to a general audience. So it is a balancing act, and you know, but I kind of just try to answer to Brian Lee O'Malley. Really, it's really difficult to kind of answer all of the fans' kind of thoughts and concerns and suggestions. So I kind of had to sort of just kind of divorce myself from that and just kind of work with Brian Lee O'Malley directly, which is what I did for the last 5 years.
Not a lot of struggling over various points of the movie.
I guess like sort of, we, like just editing the last kind of year, sort of been through various different versions and stuff. But like I think I'm very happy with the finished cut.
And Jason, I mean, people who know your work know that, I mean, music is, I don't even know if it's safe to say it's your second love. It's almost like your first love, and this is your career. Would that be a safe assumption?
Well, chronologically, yeah, it is my first love.
Well, like, what do you get a bigger thrill, let's say, what do you get a bigger thrill out of doing? Performing live in a band, or let's say seeing an audience react to a movie of yours?
That's weird. Well, they're so different because, well, when you're playing live with a band, there's just nothing like that feeling, and you're also on stage with other people, and you're like hopefully all working together, and there's like a real like, moment where like you're with people, and it's really exciting. But then again, seeing a movie, being in a movie theater and seeing people like it is really fun because. There's like a year where you're just waiting to and hoping that people like it. So if they laugh, it feels nice. But at the same time, it implies that you have to be in the theater looking at yourself, which is never a fun thing.
Yeah. And Michael, were the physical scenes, because I mean, clearly a physical specimen, but you did work out a lot for this movie, didn't you?
Yeah, we worked out for 2 months every day.
What kind of working out were they having you doing?
We would wake up at like 7:30, come in and run for like a half hour, 15 minutes, and then do all sorts of stuff like medicine balls and squatting and stretching, stretching was kind of the worst part for me. Push-ups, sit-ups, just anything, just stress.
Is that the kind of thing that you did for this movie? It was a lot of fun, but you don't know if you'd want to go through that kind of physicality again, or?
I think I would do it again, just because I felt great. Like the first week was really hard, and then afterwards you feel it start to get less difficult, and that tells you that your body is in better shape.
Well, and okay, was that story that you told on Letterman true about like almost getting lost, dying in the mountains?
No. No,
Completely.
It was, yeah.
It was.
I wish I had lied on Letterman. That would be a fun thing to reveal here, but it was true.
Where was that?
In Denver.
And you were just hiking around and completely lost your bearing.
Yeah, we were up there, and the sun was setting very slowly, so we were up there in no rush to get down and find our car, and then it was nighttime, and we thought it would be easy to get back, and it wasn't. It was very complicated, and we couldn't find our way.
Now, Jason, the Braves hat. Now, are you a Braves fan, or is this, do you have a Philly hat for Philly? Do you have a Boston hat? I mean, you were just in Philly. Is that?
He was wearing the Braves hat in Philly.
Yeah, well, no, the truth is I'm from Los Angeles, so I'm a Dodger fan. I spent a lot of time in New York. I'm a Mets fan, which is I have friends on both sides that angry. But my family that I've married into, my wife, her whole family is from Alabama. Their baseball team, Braves. I don't have a Braves hat. I know you guys are a game ahead. I got the Braves hat to support this team in honor of my family, and so it's sincere to the bone.
Cool. Well, it sounds like you guys are having a lot of fun on this tour. In fact, I heard that you met Spoon the other day at your hotel, that you were staying with those guys?
Yes and no. I met Spoon, but it was like I didn't have the courage to meet all of Spoon. As if Spoon was a real spoon walking into a place, I missed the actual spoon part, and I was like, oh my god, it's Spoon, it's Spoon, it's Spoon. I was so afraid. It was like out of a movie. I was looking down, I see these boots, I look up, and there's a guitar case, I look up, Britt Daniels, scary, keep walking. Should I say something to the other? No, and then finally, the last gentleman was walking in from Spoon, and I was like, I'm a big fan. So it was kind of in passing, and then he came over and talked to Michael and I, and it was pretty nerve-wracking because, they do it well.
Yeah. Well, that's very
cool.
cool.
One of the few that does it well.
That's very cool. Guys, thanks a lot. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Thank you.
Thank you.